If you're looking to buy a house or sell one, there are some rules regarding your real estate agent's commission.
Yeah, now the changes were made because of a series of lawsuits nationwide which claimed that old policies allowed for inflated fees and even violated antitrust laws. So here's what's new and what it means for you. Buying or selling a home can be complicated, but there to help you through the process is a real estate agent.
So there's a lot of different intricacies involved in the real estate home buying process. For most folks, it may be the first time they're going through it. It's the biggest investment of their lives. And real estate agents are really there to be your trusted professional advisor as you go through that process.
For their work, the agent gets a cut, but new policies now in effect are changing how commission is paid.
So there was a settlement with the National Association of Realtors to address a class action lawsuit. And as a result of that, there were policy changes that realtor members across the country have agreed to do.
Previously, a seller and their agent would agree to split compensation with the buyer's agent and list that on the multiple listing service, or MLS.
Moving forward, any properties that are listed on the multiple listing service will no longer include an offer of compensation to pay the buyer agent fees.
Shanna Terroso, the executive officer for the Realtors Association of York and Adams Counties, says a seller can still allow compensation splits, but that agreement cannot be listed on MLS.
So there may be opportunities where the listing broker is continuing to offer to pay the fees of a buyer broker, but they would have to find that out in advance from the listing broker prior to going and touring the home.
There are also a few changes for those looking to buy a home.
Any buyer who's looking to work with a buyer agent prior to going into touring a home, they will now need to engage into a written agreement that clearly states what services the real estate agent will be providing to the buyer and what fees they're going to be charging for those services that they are providing to the buyer.
And if the seller doesn't agree to cover that charge, the buyer will have to pay.
My advice to anyone who's either looking to sell their house or looking to purchase a property is don't go at this alone. You are going to need a professional to guide you through this process because there are so many nuances going through the home buying and selling process.
Sean Stryker, Fox 43. Look, this is one of those things that it's like, it's complicated, right? So, but until you actually go to buy a house or sell a house, then you don't really realize how important it is to know. So it's just good to keep in mind that there are some changes. Ultimately, what it was, I believe from what it was explained to me, it's designed to do is to let the buyers or sellers know is like, all that commission is negotiable, right? So like traditionally they would say 5 to 6% and it's split. It doesn't have to be that. You can negotiate it down. You don't have to split it. So just make more informed decisions.
This is why it's important if you are getting a realtor to find someone who you like and trust.
Yes.
And be able to ask them questions because there's so much, especially if you're buying your first home, that you have no idea what's going on and you're asked to sign a million different papers.
Well, think about it. If you're buying a house and you're saying, okay, I will pay, this agent is supposed to get 2.5%. And if the seller is not going to split, you could be on the hook. So you can now use that as a negotiating tool. Like as if we buy the house, we want you to cover this. And it's just be informed.
Yep, another step.
Good to know.